Hey Pisces, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. We're seeing the sage here, smoke, but welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your wavelength on this one, check your other major placements. There are no extendeds for this session. This is the last one from that series. I'm sure you've gotten used to being last, Pisces, as you're the last in the zodiac. I do want to say that as I was shuffling, we had a couple of things come up. We had Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and Temperance, which also has a very strong two vibe because we're moving things. So there's either like a partnership thing here or you're juggling a lot. There's a lot of practical issues going on here that are going to take time to sort themselves out. So, oh, Ace of Cups. What Aquarius got this too? Something exciting and new coming in here. We've got, a lot of exciting, inspired new feelings here. This could be a new relationship. This could be a new project that's just really exciting and lovely. This could be new friendship. This can be just, a new lovely thing. There's an openness, being open to this new experience. And just really feeling it. So there's something about feelings here. Past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. I'm seeing several cards here also hinting at that practicality element in something. I see the Hierophant and King of Pentacles as both being very practical. There's two pages here, so two students, maybe two children, and a king, some sort of, but the kings we're just wishing for that situation there. So, so in the recent past, we have the Hierophant here. So this is religion, organization, working within an organization. I like the way this Hierophant is because we have like this old tree that's mostly dead. That's a lot of what organizations become and structure becomes. We still have some growth here, right? The new branches are still growing and there's growth there, but there's a lot of something old and sort of calcified and sort of it's already grown, it's done growing. So a lot of our institutions have some sort of spark, some sort of a spark of growth in them or some sort of life within them, but the overall structures become so sort of old and calcified that they're not able to grow anymore. A lot of institutions at some point come to a point where, this is just the way we do things and there's not like a way to really easily adjust them or move them around or have them adjust to reality. So so there is something sort of old and ancient. That's not to mean it's useful, right? Our snags in the forest are some of the breeding grounds for new life. For birds, for insects, they become part of a whole habitat. Actually, that's a really good metaphor for the death card, is those snags in the forest where something's not growing itself. Actually, it's this card. Something's not growing anymore, but it's providing a lot for others. So this can be like ancient wisdom that you've tapped into, structural, organizational wisdom. It can talk about marriage. It can talk about religion as far as like structural religions. So we have this in your past experiences with religion, maybe even religious leader. And it's not that these things don't have value. They're just not supple and growing and new, right? That's just the way of the way of this world, the way of this earth, is that older things are a little bit more rigid. We're not able to sort of bring a lot of newness into them. That doesn't mean they lack value. There is a lot of wisdom. So this is almost institutional wisdom that you're tapping into. And you've been learning from. You've been reading about. There's a lot of book reading here. There's a lot of books. You've been reading a lot about something. And maybe not necessarily books, maybe on the internet. There's a lot of reading here. And you've gotten a lot of wisdom from traditional sources in a traditional way. So... current situation, we have the world. We have a grand completion. Something has completed. I feel a little like anxiety when I see that. Like, oh, you're back where you started. You're back where it's like you're starting over, or there's an ending right? The world card is talking about like, there could be travel with the world card. That one doesn't make me feel weird. Travel, fun, love it. Travel, like you've been really maybe devoted to your job or an institution and now you get to travel. But there's some sort of completion here, like your learning in this way is done, or there's some sort of completion or graduation or something where this whole sort of chapter of your life wraps up. Maybe even this chapter of your life where you've been doing things by the book, doing things in this institution. Maybe your time with an institution is over. Maybe that's completed. But the world card is like, we're back where we started again, right? We orbited the sun and we're back at the same place. A year has passed, time has passed. We're in some ways we're back at the beginning, in other ways we're nowhere close to who we were. We've changed, but we find ourselves in a similar position as we have been before, where something is completed. Maybe you've completed, this could definitely be graduation, like completing this time in an institution, completing this, there's a sense of completion here. Completing a course of study, completing something like that, like your catechism, your course of study, you're graduating. That's what I see here, Pisces, is this like, if you aren't like graduating from school, you're graduating from something. You've learned all you can learn from history, from the history of a situation, you've completed your studies, basically, is what I'm seeing. You've studied hard and you're completing your studies. And you might be in the process of completing your studies, so that doesn't feel weird with this world card. In the process of completion, you're wrapping up some sort of course of study. You're wrapping up some sort of ancient wisdom where you have tapped into it through a traditional source of knowledge. You're sort of wrapping it up. It's not necessarily that it's fully completed. I guess I just don't feel like you're ready for that, or you're ready for that message. So we're going to put it as you're wrapping up traditional and a relationship with an institution, or you're completing some sort of level with that institution, or what you have been doing and how you have been learning things isn't going to be necessary. But I feel like if something ends for you, understand that you are ready for that ending. If something is completed for you and you weren't expecting it, understand that it's part of a larger cycle of your life. It's part of much bigger picture. This world card can talk about the huge cycles that go through sort of the universe. Like, right, like I think more of astrology when I see this world card of these planets sort of moving like a giant clock that's affecting our lives and our emotions and our feelings, and all sorts of these large external movements coming through. So that could be something to keep in mind as you're wrapping something up. In your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, this is a person that you might be thinking about. They're very successful. They've accomplished a lot. They're a leader. They're very planny, very organized. It's a little bit of this Hierophant vibe. Like, that's what, this owl is reminding me of this King of Pentacles. So something from your past, maybe a person on your past that you've learned a lot from, because they both have such like the King of Pentacles is successful because he works within an organization, because he does things the right way, because he plans ahead so far, because he invests solidly in the future. This is a very successful person. So you're either longing for this to be this successful person, or you're thinking about someone who sort of has these qualifications. A person who is successful, who is at the top of the game, who is a leader in their field, who has succeeded, slow and steady wins the race, is our King of Pentacles. And it's just reminding me of this Hierophant, this leadership of an organization. And it's like you've completed, you're done with this possible person, but yet they're still on your mind. You still think about them. They might have been a leader in an organization. They might have been like a minister or an executive for an organization that you did work for, or a school that you went to. They were a professor, or they were department chair or the president or something. This could be someone related to the institution from your past that you that is on your mind. You might be afraid of them. It is your hopes and fears, so you might be afraid of them and worried about them. Or you might be still thinking about them. But this World card stands between it. So they could be honestly, they could be at a distance from you. They could live in a different world than you. Just the whole world may have changed and shifted so that this person isn't in your environment, but is on your mind and in your heart. This could be male or female. And this whole rotation, the whole world changing, you could be wanting to be in a leadership position in this organization that you've worked with for a long time. And maybe there's been like a lot of change, a lot of management change, and you're hopeful to be the person in that leadership position. As all of these huge changes that really had nothing to do with you, like maybe you could step into a leadership position. Maybe there's a opportunity has been created as things have been moved and shifted around. There could be like a corporate restructuring going on or something like that too. In your, what's the issue here is this 10 of Wands, which is continuing to carry a burden that isn't yours. This can be people-pleasing, continuing to do what other people want you to do rather than do the thing that you want to do. She wants this tulip. She wants this tulip, and I don't think it's a mistake that this tulip is orange, talking about her sacral chakra. A foundational sense of self and not reaching out for that, but yet continuing to do what other people want. So this could be someone in the situation. This could be that the situation, but 10 of Wands in reverse can be really cool too, because we have a gravity assist, right? And gravity is very crucial in this card here. The gravity of this, that maintains orbits and stuff like that. Like this gravity assists this natural way in which the world might be assisting you in allowing you to relieve yourself of a burden. So if this is like an organization that you've worked with, you're being relieved of, like, this is like a sort of I'm fired, no, I quit energy. Like there's like, you're getting a little bit of an energy of an assist here and dropping something that's been draining to you, that's been you doing what other people want, you people pleasing, you doing this. Like the world's changing, something huge is changing and ending, and it's going to help you actually with letting go of other people's expectations, or letting go of something, some sort of people pleasing, or something that's been a bit of a burden for you and difficult for you to carry. And it will, this being pulled away very naturally and very normally through the normal process of life, this burden could be being lifted off of you very naturally. You being prioritized over a bunch of obligations. In your environment, you have a person also here, but this one's a student. This one might be a younger person, might be a child. This one's a student, they're hitting the books, right? We have a lot of book learning here, a lot of books. So you may have a mentee showing up, someone that you're going to be training, maybe to take over your job as, you know, as the world turns, this sort of, you know, moving up naturally, or this natural movement of the spheres is what I'm saying, might bring a mentee to you, a student to you, someone who has to learn a lot. And this could actually shift you from being the student to being the teacher here. Maybe you are the teacher in an organization. But here comes a student. This person wants to learn. This is intellectual learning. This isn't like learning how, this is like reading about how to change your oil. This is not like actually learning how to change your oil. So this is a student. It's a very student vibe. The page is a student. The swords are ideas. There's someone learning about new ideas. They're very new to this. Again, we have this ace, so we have this newness here. And now with the 6 of Pentacles coming in here, I really like this, especially having seen between this Hierophant energy and the student coming in, or this mentee coming in for you to tutor. You become the tutor here, and that's exactly the Six of Pentacles energy, is this giving and receiving energy, reciprocation. So you're reciprocating, like what you've learned, you're giving back. This could also be like this burden and this thing that's been a little unfair for you to carry, the burden of other people's expectations, this people pleasing. Something is being returned to you. And also, speaking of return, we have, right, the solar return of the year. We have the World card having done a full rotation. We're returning to something. We're returning to something, to the past, but we're different. Like, and again, with this Hierophant energy of here's from the past, here's what we're thinking about, and then the world is between them. There's a whole world between these things, but there's also this rotation and this turn of going back to the beginning here. But there's reciprocation here. So you're giving and receiving here. This is about balance being restored. And sometimes balance being restored means that one person gives for a while, or one person receives for a while, and this person waits patiently to receive. So there's some sort of like give and take, balance being returned to a situation that's been out of balance. And there's some sort of something about time and the larger movements of the world around you that's returning this to you. I feel like something that you gave out or something that you did in the past is being returned to you. Like maybe an investment that you made, or an emotional contribution that you made, or some sort of energy being returned to you. But it's Pentacles, so we could be talking about money being returned to you that's owed to you. We could be talking about, I also see like relationships here, because we do have these two cups here, right? This is a relationship. This is like, especially this card is talking about two cups that are being filled, and we have this Ace of Cups. So we have this beginning, and then we could have a relationship being restored, to a more balanced state. Here we have one being prioritized over the other, and that's what I saw here is someone, but there's some larger aspect going on here that's returning some sort of maybe energy you gave out, energy you gave to a situation that became really unbalanced, being returned to you. So that energy, and especially since this Pentacles would be like health and wealth and employment. So something sort of maybe balancing out in your employment. But if we're just going with my intuition on the card, there's some sort of emotional component to this, some sort of balanced emotional, who has not, right? We were like, you're going to be prioritized, or you're, what the situation is, you being prioritized now. So we have someone, I feel like, pouring into you, even though you have a mentee here, and maybe you're pouring into them. But in a way, this is a sense of being of having something poured into you as well. You being prioritized, right? Because with this Six of Pentacles, decisions have to be made over, we can't pour into two cups simultaneously. So decisions have to be made over whose turn it is and who gets something now and who gets something later. So with this sense of that coming out of me with the Ten of Pentacles is not having been prioritized, but it's switched around, and there's something happening in the world larger outside of your control that is going to flip you around to being the prioritized one. Again, we have cups. This is talking about emotion. We have liquid. That is talking about emotion, and this is talking about our hearts. So having your heart being poured into, especially with this Ten of Wands here, about having not been prioritized, having prioritized others. What I'm seeing here is that because this is reversed, if this were in the upright, I'd say, you know, the situation has been you prioritizing others, but this is like something that's happening for you, a gentleness. So if you are, this is like, don't be worried about giving right now, because you will be receiving. It's sort of the law of the universe, is sort of the situation. It's not the law, like, don't think about it logically. You have to just kind of feel your way there. So because we can come up with so many examples in which people have given but never received, or whatever, right? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this situation in particular. There's been a huge rotation here. You definitely have a mentee, so that's what's making me think that you'll be giving, but there's something that's going to be received. There's like a balancing out of the energies here, even though something seems imbalanced and unfair. It's actually fair overall. So some sort of balance, I think, being restored. And because the overall was Ace of Cups, this could be a relationship. Maybe someone's like learning how to be a better partner, learning how to be, this is in your environment. This is someone who's like maybe reading up on how to be, you know, how to reciprocate energy, or how to, they're reading, this might be someone reading books on learning how to reciprocate, learning how to bring balance to a situation. And then you have in the future Page of Pentacles. Ooh, I like it. It's coming under the King of Pentacles. So we're imagining, or we're thinking about someone, some mastery, some boss energy, and we might be getting a chance to start on that path or on that trail. Some sort of sense of reciprocation coming in here that starts something in reality. So we have 2 pages. Someone that's not you is reading up on something, figuring something out. Making some calculations, being very rational about something. And then the possible outcome is this Page of Pentacles. So this could be you or somebody else. So this, we have someone reading up on something, and this we have someone taking action. This we have someone, you know, passing the scuba diving written test, and here we have someone like passing the actual certification in the pool with the gear on. This is what this is. So we have some sort of student here learning something in reality. So there's just reading about it, and then there's like, there was this insult when I was growing up when it was like, you know, like you choke on your water, which happens, you know, with people with bodies. Choke on their water from time to time, and someone would say like, what did I, like have you ever had anything to drink before, or you just read about it, like that sort of stumbling forward, like I've read about people drinking but I just don't know how it goes. And that was the sort of insult it was a very harsh time. I can't believe I made it through that environment. So so yeah, actually being able to start something in reality. Page of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, it's really getting to get in there and start doing something and start something. So you may be getting, whoever's in this Page of Swords that's just reading about something may actually start doing something and accomplishing something. Or this could be you bringing balance to a situation and someone beginning. There's someone here that's actually starting to make something in reality. They've dreamt of a garden. They've wanted to be a gardener. Maybe this is like wanting to be a master gardener, and here you are buying your first seeds, right? You're on your way to getting going there. That's where you're headed, that King of Pentacles, that master, but you got to start somewhere. So something that you put out there coming back to you. And from the wild Kuan, wild, very wild energy here. I love it. It's playful, it's wild. There's a bit of lack of control. There's coffee on this card. What will you choose now? You always have this moment in between all that has been in the past and all that can be in the future, which is what I was seeing here. The past, the future that you're dreaming of, the past, and this moment, this huge turning and shifting. In between all that has been in the past and all that can be in the future, there is this moment, this space where you have absolute power of choice. So why not allow yourself to choose peace, choose to trust, and to fall in love with your life? So what will you choose now? Very cool. All right, Pisces, I hope that was helpful for you. Thanks for joining me here. See you guys on the next round.